Sclafani. Waiting right now for the Reds to take the field, and the holdup has been Mike Leake just rapidly, just a moment ago, finishing his warm-ups and slowly making his way in from the bullpen out in deep left center field toward the third base dugout. Tucker Barnhart's been poised and at the ready to break out of that dugout and head onto the field for the last 3 minutes. So his appearance will be momentary, and here come the Reds, and trying Jeff Brantley to win a game to avoid being swept before heading out to Seattle and Arizona and Chicago.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to end a homestand being swept, and especially heading on this kind of a road trip. This game is quite a bit interesting, if you ask me, from a pitching standpoint. You've got Anthony DeSclafani, who is looking for his 10th win. And you say, well, you've got other guys that have 10 wins. Well, Anthony DeSclafani's never been in double figures in wins. He's had 2 other years, 15 and 16, where he's gotten to the 9th win and could not get number 10. He's now got a chance to do that and add to that, because he's got plenty more starts here in the month of September. And then you look at the other side with Mike Leake. He has won 10 games 7 times.
Yeah, facing the Reds for the first time in, 2 years, 2017. And, of course, has traveled quite a bit in the time since he left Cincinnati. He was in Seattle and left there to come to this Arizona ball club during the course of this baseball season. And the Reds certainly have people in their lineup, most notably Joey Votto and some Tucker Barnhart, maybe some others that are familiar with the guy who normally works fast and throws strikes.
Yeah, I think you can guarantee that with Leake. He is going to be aggressive within the strike zone. He is going to make you put the ball in play. He is not a strikeout pitcher, but he is not going to hurt himself by putting guys on base. Now, giving up the long ball, he will do that, especially in this ballpark. But the one thing that Leake does is he wins. I don't know how you can put it any other way. I mean, you look at his numbers over the last 8-9 years that he's been in the big leagues, he's a winner. I mean, that's the best way to describe it.
Ball around the Reds infield, and it'll be Tim LeCastro making his first start in this series to lead things off for the Arizona Diamondbacks, who go into play today only a game and a half behind the Chicago Cubs now in the battle for a wild card berth in the National League. Washington number 1 among the wild card teams, then the Cubs, then Arizona a game and a half out. And they have been hotter than anybody else, having won 5 straight and 11 out of their last 12. Our first pitch brought to you by Belterra Park Cincinnati on Kellogg Avenue off I-275. And the pitch. And it's taken for a strike, and this game is underway. 77 delightful degrees, the same temperature at game time yesterday. The pitch is taken, and he started around and checked his swing. It's a ball, a strike on the right-handed batting LeCastro. He's been hit by a pitch 19 times this season. And this is a young man you don't want to get on base. He is yet to be thrown out stealing this season. He can pick him up and lay him down as DeSclafani misses high to fall behind in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Josh Rojas and Ketel Marte also due up here in the top of the first inning. The defense straight up for LeCastro, and he pulls it to third. And there's Suarez with time, and the throw on in time for out number 1. Josh Rojas will step in now, and we set the Reds on defense. Joey Votto first, Freddie Galvis second, at third Suarez, and at shortstop Iglesias. Derek Dietrich getting a start. He's out in left field today, joined by Brian O'Grady in center, and Josh Van Meter in right, Tucker Barnhart behind the plate. Rojas batting left-handed, a .258 batter. Swinging the bat much better of late, however, than that. Over the last 9 games, a .333 batting average. And the pitch to him is swung on and hit towards center, and that's where O'Grady hangs out, and they're 2 down in the inning. Ketel Marte, the 2-out batter. Western and Southern Financial Group wants to strike out cancer all season long. Every time a Reds pitcher strikes out a batter, Western and Southern will make a donation to the Barrett Cancer Center. As Western and Southern says, when it comes to fighting cancer, we're all in this one together. So 2 men up, 2 men down, and here is Marte And we talked quite a bit about the year this young man has had in 2019. Ball to him. 6-game hitting streak. He has 11 for his last 17 during this streak. That factors out to a 600 average. He takes a strike. Since last Monday, he has had 12 runs batted in. That's how on fire this guy is, but he's going to be retired on a high fly ball into shallow right, and he was playing way out there to begin with, and so Freddie Galvis makes a catch, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down. Reds will swing the bats off Mike Leake.
Reds and Grippos are two icons celebrating historic anniversaries. Grippos Snack Foods has been a hometown favorite since 1919 and is the official chip of the Cincinnati Reds. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th generations of the Grippos family is committed to making the freshest, highest quality potato chips and snack foods you can eat. Grippos, satisfying your craving for snack food for 100 years.
Get the Bengals and Seahawks after the game on 700 WLW.
We quickly head on to the bottom of the first inning. Mike Leake was 2 up and 2 down as a member of the Diamondbacks. Overall, 11 wins and 10 losses on the season with an ERA of 4.71. Lifetime, he has never beaten the Reds. He's 0-5 with an earned run average of almost 5 as he goes to work on Josh Van Meter. And the first pitch of the Reds' left fielder today is, or right fielder, I should say, is taken off the outside corner for a ball. Leake has, in 35 innings, walked only 5 batters. He pitches, and that one's a strike. And it's a ball, a strike to him. He was the Reds' #1 pick out of Arizona State University in the draft of 2009. Here's a swing and a 1-bouncer hit to first. Jake Lamb will wave Leake away and take it himself. 1 out.
Leake is going to try to get you out. If he can't get you on the first pitch, he's going to try to get you on the second. That's how he pitches.
Yeah, strikeouts mean absolutely nothing to Mike Leake and really never have. I mean, he was a guy who made the pitching rotation right off the Arizona State University campus after being taken as the #1 pick by the Reds in that 2009 year. And he has just had a very, very interesting big league career with a number of different teams. That pitch is in for a strike. And Jeff mentioned 7 times he's had 10 wins or more. That speaks very, very well to the kind of career that he's been able to log. That pitch is taken off the outside corner, and Votto with a 1-1 count. 31 years old, 5'10", 170-pounder, born and raised in San Diego, now makes his home in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area. He comes with a 1-1 to Joey Votto, and that's a swing and a ground ball into right field, but picked off by the second baseman, and he throws him out. Playing out there for a reason, Ketel Marte. He was able to get to the ball going off to his left. And then the easy throw on to Jake Lamb, and that'll bring up Suarez with 2 down and nothing going on.
Well, without having the worry of a speedy runner, all you've got to do is get to the ball out there and knock it down, and you've got to play on Votto.
Suarez now with 42 homers and 92 runs batted in, a .266 batting average. Mike Leake trying to duplicate the feat of Anthony DeSclafani before him by retiring the side in order. And now the right-hander turns it loose, and Suarez lines it to center, and that's going to be a base hit.
That looked like a knuckleball going out there.
Wasting no time either, jumping on the first pitch and hitting a seed to center. 2-out base hit will bring up the catcher Tucker Barnhart, who for the second time in this homestand and for the second time in his career batting in the cleanup spot.
I was really hoping we would get to see Aquino face Mike Leake today, because he throws a lot of strikes, and those are pitches that Aquino hits. Well, we know.
We do. 2-out batter, Barnhart batting left-handed, .232 average, 9 homers, and the pitch to him is taken high and away a ball. Last 36 games, a .295 batter. It was a real struggle pretty much the first half of the year. and even a bit into the second half, but all of a sudden things started to come together for Tucker Barnhart offensively, and he's been swinging the bat more like the hitter that we've seen in past years. Here's a pitch, and that's taken for a strike, and it's 1-1. Two out, 1-1 the count on Barnhart with the runner Suarez at first base. Leake studies battery mate Alex Avila, and now straightens up on the mound and turns it loose, and that one is high and tight. Ball two. Lamb at first, Marte at second, at short, Ahmed at third base, Escobar with Rojas in left, LaCastro in center, and Abraham Almonte in right field. Alex Avila behind the plate. Scoreless we are in the bottom of inning one. 2-1 count on Tucker Barnhart with Freddie Galvis waiting to bat next. The pitch. That's strike two call.
You almost have to sit on an area with Leake, either in or out, because he's going to throw any pitch at any time, and he'll throw them on both sides of the plate. If you're trying to sit on just a fastball, you may not see one all day. For a strike, that is.
2-2 the count. And he's back to the plate, and that one's taken low and inside, the full count. Lamb now leaves the bag at first, and Suarez will get the early jump. Barnhart waiting on the payoff pitch, and Leake coming right after him, and that pitch is swung on and hit into center, and that ball is going to be in there for a hit, and on to third base goes Suarez. Quick return to the infield, cut off by Jake Lamb out behind the mound. That ball simply was hit too shallow for the center fielder LaCastro to have a shot at it, and as it turned out, too far out to give Ahmed a shot. So a base hit by Barnhart puts Reds runners on the corners and brings up Freddie Galvis.
That's how you're supposed to run the bases with two outs. Suarez was already at third and making his turn by the time Nick Ahmed got to the baseball. He had to get it in rather quickly.
They really did. They had to, when the realization set in that he was there and taking the turn at third base, they had to hustle that throw in to Lamb behind the mound. Here's Galvis, and Freddie takes on the outside a strike. You talk about slumps. 1 for 20, or 0 for 20, and 1 for his last 40. That is a sad but true tale relative to Freddie Galvis. Now, the Reds looking for their third straight two-out base hit here. And Leake sets for the one-strike offering, and that one is swung on and missed. 0-2.
And that's quite surprising from what we've seen from Freddie Galvis when he first put on a Reds uniform. It seemed like he was getting a hit every time he came to the plate.
Well, Leake has him right where he wants him at the moment. No balls and 2 strikes. And a foul ball. Just ticked it foul, and Suarez leaving nothing to chance. 3/4 of the way home to make sure that ball was fouled off, and now will retreat back to third. Going 2 and holding at third base. Suarez at first. Barnhart straightaway outfield for the D-backs. And Leake sets and deals, and that one's way off the outside corner of ball. Shane Livensparger, our plate umpire today, with Chris Conroy at first, Mark Wegener, the crew chief, at second, and at third base, Tripp Gibson. Diamondbacks will be heading on to New York to face the Mets. The Reds will be flying to Seattle to meet the Mariners. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And they'll be in Seattle Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. Then fly to Arizona for a weekend series. And after that, they'll end it up in Chicago against the Cubs for 3 night games. 2 on, 2 out, a 2-2 count. And a high fly ball headed back into right. Almonte will make the play, and the inning is over. The Reds get 2 hits. They strand as many. And at the end of 1, there's no score on the Cincinnati score. We go to the top of the 2nd inning, where it will be the middle of the Diamondbacks batting order, led by Eduardo Escobar. And we welcome in for the 3rd day in a row. He has overwhelmed us, imparting the kind of useful information that only a guy on top of his game can do. And that would be from MLB.com, Mark Sheldon. Mark.
Marty and Jeff, I feel like the Iron Horse 3 days in a row.
Are you a little winded and tired?
No, I'm ready for more, man.
You are?
Let's go. Let's do the rest of the season.
Get on a plane, fly to Seattle then.
If I could, I would. Trust me, it's my favorite, one of my favorite cities and one of my favorite ballparks.
Is there anything we should do tomorrow that you've done in the past there that you highly recommend?
It's been a while since I've been there. I mean, it's very touristy, but I wouldn't mind seeing some Instagram video of you catching a fish.
You would? Don't hold your breath.
I think you and Amanda should get over there right quick.
That's going to really happen. Here's a 2-0 delivery, and that one is swung on and missed.
Are you going to see...
that might be a version for the deadliest catch.
Could be.
That's a very good point. One thing I'm going to do in the next 3 days, 4 days, is go by the first Starbucks.
Yeah, Pioneer Square. It's a cool area.
Lord knows I've given them enough of my money. I might as well go take a look at what it looks like.
Yeah.
Here's a 2-1 pitch, and it's pulled foul.
There's actually a cool shop, though, near the ballpark. It's like the Ebbets Field flannels. They have all those really old school uniforms and hats you can buy.
I bet they cost a pretty penny.
They would. We'll have to part with a few dollars, I'm sure. But
what if they have old Redlegs uniforms?
I don't know. But they have some stuff that's like rare looking stuff. I mean, they're obviously remakes, but they look great.
What's the name of the place? Do you know?
Ebbets Field Flannels, I believe.
Yeah, okay. That might be a stop off. I'll pose for a picture and put it on Instagram so you can see it.
I'll be there. I put one of you on there yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw that picture.
You meeting the masses.
Yeah. Did you see the picture I put on Instagram today?
No.
Check it out.
I am.
It's a plate of food that would seemingly belong to a man going to the electric chair. There's a ground ball foul, and it was the breakfast that Jim Day had.
Oh. Jim Day and I have a long-time battle over the need to have breakfast at the ballpark when you've already had breakfast at home.
In other words, some of you are inclined to make it 2 breakfasts. Is that correct?
That would not be me.
Yeah, but I know who it is.
You are digging a hole for the boy.
He eats twice in the morning.
Now you're supposed to do it, Mark. You're supposed to protect him, not bury him.
He just effectively buried
dirt
him.
right over.
Jim is always burying me by my rant about I like to have breakfast at breakfast time.
I understand. 3-2 pitch, and that's foul back.
They had bacon in there today.
Well, as you know, I'm a colossal non-fan of bacon.
I know you are.
What about sausage or ham?
It's okay.
Yeah.
But definitely not bacon.
Definitely not bacon.
Yeah. Maybe ham, maybe sausage.
Maybe.
I got you.
I had to explain this to my friends last night when they found out I didn't like bacon.
How about fried chicken?
I like fried chicken.
Okay.
No peanut butter.
All 4. Leadoff batters aboard. That'll bring up first baseman Jake Lamb. Base runner, the first of the afternoon for the Diamondbacks. Aristides Aquino not in the lineup today, huh?
It's a rare one. He had the 1 day off in St. Louis, or part of a game off, but of course that was a doubleheader day, so this might actually be a real day off for him. You could kind of tell maybe it's starting to slow down, or the pitchers are figuring some things out. He's only hitting like 161 for the month so far.
Yeah.
So they want him to have an opportunity to sit and watch. It looks like he's at the end of the dugout there, and just take it all in and see what he can learn.
Well, nothing wrong with giving a young man a day off every now and then.
No, he deserves it.
Yeah.
He's had a good run. This will actually give him 2 days off when you add what's coming on tomorrow.
Sure.
And so that should help him.
Lamb, a left-handed batter, 1 ball and no strikes after the leadoff walk to Escobar. That's a bouncing ball foul at first. It's a ball to strike. So now I'd be interested to know, since this news out of the Reds camp is understandably very, very light. Right now, as we look at Washington and we look at the Cubs, will they be the wild card teams in your estimation when this season comes to an end?
Washington is, the way Anthony Rendon has come on.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably maybe he's positioned himself to be the MVP after Bellinger and Yelich have been doing it all season. So,
Ground ball to second, and Galvis goes down. The ball was dropped. He's out, though. He was taking the ball out of his glove when the ball popped free.
The Diamondbacks may challenge that.
You're not out anything. It's going to be interesting to see if Roy Lavello opts to take a look at it. But from our perspective, he had already taken the ball.
I don't think he reached into the glove.
You don't?
He didn't.
No, you know what? That's exactly right.
They're going to have runners at first and second.
They, without any question, are. We just took a look at the replay again. That ball popped right out of his glove without him even touching it. So a quick request for an appeal by the manager of the Diamondbacks, and I don't think this is going to take very long. The Barbasol Close Shave Manager Review brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Same trusted formula, now available in a new Ultra Grip can. Better by Barbasol. We're going to find out momentarily, and I don't think it's going to take very long for them to rule that decision the wrong one. The crew chief is there, Mark Wegner, along with the second base. Well, he was the man at second. And the umpire at first base, Chris Conroy, also listening in. I'm quite honestly shocked it's taken this long. There's a very good chance they're going to have runners at first and second. And there will be an error charged on Eugenio Suarez, who took the throw to get the force. And, I mean, that baby popped out right now.
I can't even imagine what the question is.
I can't either. I don't have any idea
what it is. Bad break
for
the Reds, but, I mean, it is what it is.
And now they're getting ready to take off those headsets, and they're going to say safe. Yep. That'll be an error on Suarez. Fielder's choice ground ball off the bat of Lamb, and here in the second inning, a walk and a mistake, and they've got two on with nobody out for the right fielder, Abraham Almonte. So you have wholeheartedly endorsed the Washington Nationals as we speak, but I get the feeling not so much as far as the Cubbies are concerned.
Not so much, but Arizona hasn't played particularly well. They've had a rough bullpen. I guess they have the worst whip in the leagues for the last couple months, but they keep winning. So
11 out of their last 12.
Yeah, that's the thing. They haven't looked particularly great, but the guy that pitched yesterday was fantastic and came out of nowhere essentially. But Milwaukee's at 3 back, and maybe they have a chance. Philadelphia's kind of was looking for a while, and not so much. So
I'm not looking for equivocation here. What I'm looking for,
Washington and not the Cubs.
That's the real answer there.
And then I'll go ahead and promote Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee makes a run.
I thought you were kind of leaning in that direction.
I like Milwaukee.
Yeah. Milwaukee likes you.
Well, they do.
You spend a lot of money on food in Milwaukee.
And beer.
And you said it. High pop-up on the infield is going to retire Almonte, and it'll be third baseman Suarez about 10 or 12 feet from home plate right on the line to make the catch. And one away in the inning, and the shortstop, Nick Ahmed, will bat. Now, are you going to be covering the postseason?
I don't know yet. I wouldn't mind doing it.
You really wouldn't?
Yeah, I'd like to see some postseason games.
Really?
I haven't done it in a while, so it'd be nice. It's been since 15 since I've covered anything. I was the Cubs and Cardinals.
Well, it's about time you get back after it again, isn't it?
That's where I raised my game even higher.
Yes, I'll place a call if you want me to.
I'm good. I want to earn it.
Okay. Well, I placing a call not in any way would diminish the fact that you deserve and have earned it.
Oh, thank you.
That has nothing to do with that. Here's Ahmed, and the pitch is taken just a bit outside for ball one. So you're not going to go to Seattle, but you will be in Phoenix.
I'll be out in Phoenix Thursday.
You're renewing old acquaintances out there from your time spent in spring training.
Definitely.
Always been a big favorite of the greater Phoenix, Scottsdale metropolitan area.
The Valley. I'll be sitting a lot of times sitting on the 202 or the 10, I'm sure.
Yeah, ground ball base hit into left field, and they're going to wade the lead runner around. The throw will be cut off, and it's a 1-0 ball game in favor of Arizona. One-out base hit by Nick Ahmed. He knocks in his 79th run of the year. Scoring is Escobar. On to second goes Lamb. With a run in and still only one out, the batter will be the catcher, left-handed batter Alex Avila. Avila batting .217, 9 homers and 24 runs batted in. Are you going to Pittsburgh on the last trip of the year?
I will be there.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, really, honest to goodness.
I want to hang with Tommy Thrall and Jeff. Are you going, Jeff?
I'll be there.
Yeah, good. I haven't been to Pittsburgh yet this season, believe it or not.
Believe me, they know that.
Permane Brothers' business has dipped like 60%.
Well, I was getting ready to add that because you are a big fan.
Yeah, I beat that up.
My wife is, as a matter of fact.
Good.
Yeah. Have you introduced that sandwich to Tommy?
You know what? Tommy probably won't like it because everything I like, Tommy doesn't seem to care for, and vice versa. But I don't know. Tommy, you tried Permane's yet?
And he probably what?
Will not, he said.
Well, I can't imagine you won't even try it. 1 strike on Avila with runners at first and second. We fill time here with Mark Sheldon from MLB.com. That pitch is taken inside a ball. You give me a heart attack in between pitches.
What Tommy's got to realize is you don't have to put the French fries on the sandwich.
That's correct. That's not mandatory.
Now, you could get them on the sandwich and on the side like Mark does.
Yes.
But normally you don't have to.
I have in the past. I don't do it so much anymore, but there has been times when emergencies are involved and I need French fries. And
I guess.
I do both.
Do you have heart palpitations?
I definitely felt like I was sweating grease. Yeah.
2 balls and 1 strike. We wholeheartedly endorse Permane Brothers if you've never been to Pittsburgh before, right?
100%. It's like their Skyline.
That's correct. It's something that
unique to there.
Like Skyline, La Rosa's. Here's a foul back, Montgomery Inn, ribs. All of these, that's a staple of Pittsburgh.
Yep.
But most of the time, you'll just get the French fries on the sandwich without a side.
Without a side. Yeah. I don't get coleslaw because I don't like coleslaw that much.
You don't? Well,
I don't need it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It's overpowering.
It's like bacon.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't get bacon on the sandwich either.
Yeah.
But I think you can get bacon on one of their sandwiches.
Oh, you can?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Well, you're right here, 2 guys that really like bacon.
Me and Jeff should have a bacon summit at
We
Permane
love
Brothers.
bacon and fried chicken. 3 strike 3 call. Avila knew it. He didn't need to be told by Livensparger. And with 2 out, the batter will be Mike Leake, and you don't let up on him. He can swing the bat a little bit. What else you got?
It's looking pretty thin here, Marty.
It was thin when you walked in.
I know. We've talked a lot about food around the National League.
That's right. Then people have told me, I can tell when you all really don't have a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, this is where we stretch.
Yeah. I guess you could call it that. League bats him as he throws him. 2 men on, 2 men out. A run is in, and he sends a fly ball to right field, and that'll be out of play. So who's traveling?
I believe John Fay is going to sashay from the Seahawks and Bengals today to next door to the ballpark there for the Red, for the Inquirer. I believe Trent's going to be there. He's also covering the Seahawks and Bengals today.
Mercy.
And then we have a writer named Daniel Kramer for us. That's an extra writer, and he'll be covering for me.
I see. You, how you handicapping that Bengals game today?
I don't think it's going to look too good for the Bengals.
I don't believe it is either. Inside, almost hit him with a pitch, 1-1.
But you never know. But it's obviously a new era there, so we'll see how it goes.
Did you watch any college football last night?
The only football I was watching was yesterday, watching my beloved Bearcats get absolutely humbled by The Ohio State University.
Yeah. Oof. That was not pretty to watch.
That reminded me when we lost 81-0 to Penn State in the 1990, I think.
How many tackles did you make?
I have a mouse in my pocket.
How many carries did you have?
I've been on that field
Darn.
during recreation time.
That famous French word meaning yes?
Yes.
That word is not permitted.
I don't
in
say
this
we
booth.
about any other team, but the Bearcats are my team, my alma mater.
I understand. Swing and a miss.
I'll remember this if North Carolina is ever brought up and you drop a
never
we.
Never.
Okay.
In my lifetime have I ever uttered we. They played very well last night against the University of Miami.
The Bearcats, did not play very well against the team in Columbus.
That team in Columbus is loaded.
Yes.
2 balls, 2 strikes. DeSclafani trying to end the inning and just misses a bit high. And if he loses Leake, he's got to face Tim LaCastro with the bases loaded. Well, Mike, as mentioned, can swing the bat a little bit. He takes the art of hitting very seriously as a member of the pitching fraternity. Payoff pitch is chopped toward third. It'll be fielded by Suarez, and his momentum takes him to the bag for the force out on Lamb to end the inning. Mark, you did a great job filling time, big boy.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Fans, it's your chance to play Showdown, DraftKings single fantasy baseball contest on Saturday, September the 21st. Make a first-time deposit of $5 and play free with promo code REDS. DraftKings, a game inside the game. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com to get all the details. Reds are down 1-0 as they tee it up against Mike Leake here in the home second inning. Jose Iglesias will swing the bat first, followed by Derek Dietrich and then Brian O'Grady. Reds got back-to-back hits in the first from Suarez and Barnhart, but Galvis flied to right to end the threat. And the Diamondbacks played a run against Anthony DeSclafani in the top of this inning. And Iglesias takes ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch. That is swung on and hit into right center. And Almonte makes a catch as we take a look at our Cincinnati Bell trivia question of the game. Text the word vote along with your answer of A, B, or C to 66128 for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, $25 Skyline Chili gift card, a $25 Dunkin' Donuts gift card, and a free haircut from Great Clips, brought to you by Cincinnati Bell, connecting what matters. One out batter is Derek Dietrich. In 1995, here we go, Jeff Brantley, in 1995.
Yes, sir.
The Reds won, as you well know, the National League Central Division title.
Yes, we did.
Yes, you did. With a record of 85 wins and 59 losses, and went on to defeat the Dodgers in the NLDS. 1-0 on Dietrich, and the pitch. And that's a call, strike 2. What pitcher recorded the most strikeouts in that series?
Oh.
Was it A, Pete Shurik? Was it B, David Wells? Or was it C, Jeff Brantley?
It wasn't me now.
0-2 pitch. Foul ball back. You better be darn right that it wasn't you.
I don't know. I'm thinking.
Well, if you don't think it was you.
I don't think it was me. I mean,
Pete Shurik or David Wells.
Pitching at the end of the game. I think it was.
That ball goes all the way back to the screen untouched. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Dietrich.
I think it was David Wells.
David Wells, the chunky left-hander.
That's going to be my guess. What was Wells? B?
David Wells was B, yes.
That's what I'm going with.
Swung on and fouled. Dietrich hanging around with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the inning. David Wells is your answer. Not Pete Shurik and not Jeff Brantley.
Well, they pitched a few more innings than I did.
The 1-2. That one goes all the way back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'd like to see Dietrich hit one about 3/4 of the way up that Sunday, just to make himself feel good.
He hits it hard, backhanded by Lamb, and he'll underhand a Leak. And they're 2 up and 2 down, and the batter will be center fielder Brian O'Grady.
It does seem that since we saw the big home runs early in the season from Dietrich, he has seen no fastballs over the plate.
Right.
Everything is a breaking ball, whether it be in or out.
Well, you just wonder what position, if any, the Reds will take in terms of bringing Derek Dietrich back. We've seen up close and personal. There's no question about his power. But the way he has fallen off so badly since the 1st of June, and it's all had to do with his inability to do anything at all with breaking balls. As Jeff said, they've been throwing him nothing but off-speed pitches, and if they throw him a fastball, they'll throw it off the plate just to show it to him. That one is hit hard and into right center field, a base hit for O'Grady. So his 2-out single will extend the inning for Anthony DeSclafani. Anthony 6 for 46 on the year. Has 1 RBI, yet to get an extra base hit. And if nothing else, it'll enable the Reds to turn the batting order over when they next bat in the bottom of the 3rd. League's first pitch to his opposite number. Swing and a miss. When we next come to you from the great Northwest, Trevor Bauer will start for the Redlegs against the Seattle Mariners on Tuesday night. The Reds see a left-hander, and they've seen a boatload of them of late. Justice Sheffield, one decision, a losing one, will be
former Yankee.
Yep, be on the mound. One strike and nothing to count on DeSclafani. And that ground ball is up the middle. The shortstop will make the pickup, and he'll throw on to first. And that ends the inning. Jeff Brantley will be back with a play-by-play in the 3rd. And the
1-0 Diamondbacks as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Diamondbacks scored a run after a leadoff walk by Eduardo Escobar in the 2nd inning. Reds had a double play ball and popped out of the glove of Eugenio Suarez on the exchange at second base. The runner was ruled safe. And ultimately, Escobar came around with Nick Ahmed's single to score the game's first and lone run thus far. It'll be the top of this Diamondbacks order coming back through against DeSclafani for the 2nd time. Locastro in the top spot, Rojas hitting in the 2 spot, and then Ketel Marte. 1, 2, 3 here against the right-hander DeSclafani. DeSclafani has only allowed the 1 hit, and that came off the bat of Ahmed, and it just happened to trickle between Iglesias and Suarez into left field, but it was an RBI single nonetheless. So here's Locastro. First start that he has gotten in this series, and he jerks this one foul down the left field line out of play. Locastro for the first 2 ball games was really just a designated base stealer. Come on and pinch run at the end of the ball game and steal second base. He did that in game 1 and game 2. And a fastball up and in right above the hands by DeSclafani. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. DeSclafani quickly back to the plate. Ground ball right off the end of the bat, a breaking ball, and Locastro out 4-3 as Galvis makes that play. 1 down for Josh Rojas. DeSclafani so far in this ball game, he looks awfully comfortable. He looks like he's making the pitches that he is setting out to make. And his opponent, Leake, has given up 3 hits here in the first 2 innings, and only the single by Ahmed off of DeSclafani. First pitch is a breaking ball, a curveball that misses inside, 1-0. Very close stance by Josh Rojas. And he'll take that breaking ball just off the inside corner. A slider from DeSclafani, and it's a 2-0 count. You make mention of batters that come to the plate that have their front foot closer to the plate than the back foot, because it doesn't happen a whole lot anymore. Here's a fly ball to left, and Dietrich cannot get it as that one runs him into the wall, and that's going to be a double for Rojas, and Dietrich has come up limping in left field. About midway up the left field wall as Rojas drives it the other way on a fastball out over the plate. And he caught that on the good part of the bat. Dietrich went racing backwards, and the ball was tailing back towards the left field line. And a big leap and then a slam into the left field wall. So that's a double for Rojas, his 4th of the year. And here's Ketel Marte. Ground ball foul off the far end of the Reds dugout on the first base side. No balls and a strike. DeSclafani with a long look in as he works with Tucker Barnhart here on this afternoon. And now Marte will call timeout. He'll step out of the batter's box. The Reds play Marte definitely to pull when he is swinging from the left side of the plate. They've got Galvis out in short right field. And he pops this one up high on the infield. Here comes Votto. Standing equidistant between the mound and first. He'll make the catch. And there's 2 down. And that will bring Eduardo Escobar to the plate. Well, that was a really good fastball right in on the hands of Marte. Marte has already shown that he can handle the ball underneath his hands. That one happened to get just above him, and he popped it up. Reds play Escobar almost identical to how they were playing Marte. And DeSclafani tries to come in hard with a fastball again. This time he misses, and it's a 1-0 count. Escobar with that bat jutting straight behind him. And he takes that one just off the outside corner. That looked like a changeup from DeSclafani. Either that or a backdoor slider, but either way, it's down and it's 2-0. And with a runner at second base and a guy with 110 RBIs at the plate, you don't want to give him anything to hit here. And that ball will bounce out of the mid of Barnhart. A fastball running off the outside corner, and it's now 3-0. You have a base open. You've got 2 outs. You might as well just send this guy down to first base and face Jake Lamb. Lamb in the on-deck circle. DeSclafani at the belt. He turns it loose. And there's a fastball that is right down Broadway for strike 1. 3 balls and a strike. Escobar resettles himself in the left-handed hitter's batter's box as he waits on DeSclafani. Righty back to the plate. This one popped up foul into the seats down the right field line, out of play. So DeSclafani has come back with 2 pitches, both strikes after being down in the count 3-0. And you've got to make a third here to an awfully dangerous hitter in Escobar. Rojas with a leadoff double. Actually, the 1-out double. He's still standing at second base. DeSclafani did get Marte on a pop-up in the infield. A big pinch right here. 1-0 Diamondbacks. DeSclafani trying to keep it that way. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball right side. Votto will backhand it. He'll underhand to DeSclafani, and a really nice comeback by Anthony DeSclafani to get both 3 and 4 hole hits. Josh Van Meter to lead things off for the Reds as we start the bottom of the third inning. Reds trailing the Diamondbacks and Mike Leake 1-0. First pitch from Leake misses off the outside corner. 1-0 here to Van Meter as he stands in against the former Red for the second time here today. Van Meter grounded out to first. Back to begin the bottom of the first, and he takes that. A changeup right on the outside corner. That'll even the count at 1-1 strike. Van Meter, Votto, and Suarez due up for the Reds here in the bottom of the third inning. And a tapper foul off the Reds' dugout as Van Meter was well out in front of a breaking ball. Reds have now been shut out 15 consecutive innings by this Diamondbacks ball club. And a pitch up and away, a fastball from Leake. It misses up out of the strike zone, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Van Meter settles back in, and the changeup just off the outside corner, and now the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Van Meter. Leake back to the plate. And strike 3 called. A fastball high right at the top of the strike zone. And Van Meter called out on strikes. 1 down. Eduardo Escobar is the game's 15th out. Brought to you by Geico. Saving you money on car insurance has been Geico's home run for over 75 years. Get a quote today with a proud partner of Major League Baseball at Geico.com. Geico. So easy, a caveman can do it. Votto takes a fastball off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. Now Leake back to the plate. And he hits the outside corner. Same velocity, same pitch right on the outside edge this time. Evens the count at a ball and a strike here to Votto. And a breaking ball down and in. Votto lays off of it. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Luke varies his speeds with his fastball anywhere from 85, 86, and then he'll touch 90 every now and then. Not nearly as much as he did when he first got to the big leagues. Votto fouls that one off to the left side, and it's a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Votto stands back in, and Leake quickly back to the plate. And he just misses over the inside part of the plate. A 91-mile-an-hour fastball that time from Leake, and it was just a bit inside. Full count now to Votto. That's a pitch Leake really wanted to come back over the plate, and it stayed straight off the inside corner. Here's a 3-2. Fouled back behind the dish. And again, Leake taking just a little something off of it to have Votto lunge for it on the outside part of the plate. Count remains full, and Leake will come back to Votto again. Here we go. And a looping liner headed into left. That's a base hit. Votto hit that one right off of his hands, and he gets it far enough out of the infield where Ahmed couldn't get it, and short enough to where the left fielder Rojas could not as well. So Votto with a 1-out single, and that will bring Eugenio Suarez to the plate. Suarez hit the first pitch from Leake back up the middle with 2 outs in the first. Now he'll stand in with one out here in the third and Votto aboard. Fastball just off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Eugenio Suarez. Leake does not waste a whole lot of time, and he throws a breaking ball here that misses a bit down, and it's a 2 ball, no strike count. As we mentioned beginning this ball game, Leake does not walk a whole lot of batters. And he has yet to walk any here early in this ball game. Fly ball, right center field, hit well. Locastro to the track, looks up. Goodbye. You kiss that baby into the seats. And Suarez has his 43rd home run of the year, and he's given the Reds a 2-1 lead. So now Suarez again with a home run power the other way. And he's 2 for 2 on the afternoon. Looked like a cut fastball up and away from Suarez. And he just drives it right into the right center field seats. And after the single by Votto, that gives the Reds 2. And 93 and 94 in the RBI department. Barnhart pulls this one foul down the right field line. No ball, 1 strike count. That is the 36th home run on the year that right-hander Mike Leake has given up. Back to the plate, Leake, and he misses off the outside corner with a sinking fastball. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. The pitch. And that's going to miss up and away. And it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count. You can see the smoke from the fireworks and the home run really leaking out over right field. Pop up left side. Escobar is there right in front of the Diamondbacks dugout. He makes the catch in foul territory. Barnhart is the second out here in the third. 2 down. So now Freddie Galvis. Galvis 0 for 1 so far today. A fly ball to right field. And he takes a fastball just underneath the strike zone. It caught the corner, but just a bit low from the right-hander. Leake. 1 ball, no strike count. And a breaking ball misses inside as Galvis gets out of the way just in time. Sliding those feet backwards quickly. Leake back with a 2-0 pitch. And a ground ball foul down the far end of the Reds dugout. Two 2-1 pitch from Leake. Fouled to the left side this time. Two ball, 2 strike count. Escobar will leave his third base position and move over to the right field side of second. And the pitch to Galvis. Swing and a miss. Got him on a fastball away. And Galvis strikes out for the final out here in the third. The Reds have taken a 2-1 lead on the 43rd home run of the year by AU. Here's Anthony DeSclafani. Reds leading this one now 2-1 after Eugenio Suarez with a big 2-run shot into the right center field stands. And Jake Lamb will stand in. He takes the first pitch off the outside corner, 1-0. And a fastball misses inside to Lamb. 2 balls and no strikes. Jake Lamb really was a big part of this Diamondbacks ball club until some injuries started cropping up for the former third baseman. He missed that one outside, did DeSclafani. Three ball, no strike count. And DeSclafani back to the plate. And he misses up and away with that fastball. And that's going to be a leadoff walk to Jake Lamb to begin this 4th inning. Abraham Almonte. Pitch to the plate, fouled straight back, a fastball up and in. Almonte has had very limited plate appearances while being up with the Diamondbacks. Came into the game 3 for 7, popped out to Suarez in his first at bat. And he fouls that one back like a backdoor cutter. No ball, 2 strike count. Almonte playing right field today. We've seen Adam Jones in right field. We've seen LeCastro in right field. Of course, LeCastro starting in center today. We've seen Gerard Dyson out there as well in a Diamondbacks uniform in this series. Time was called right as DeSclafani was letting go of the baseball, and that is a bit frustrating. I don't think DeSclafani saw the time call, and he delivered the pitch nonetheless. No ball, 2 strike count. Lamb at first base, a very short lead. And DeSclafani with a long look in this time. Pitch to Almonte. Breaking ball on the ground, picked by Galvis. He will turn and flip it on to Votto at first. Galvis started with his plant and turn to throw the ball to second base as Suarez was coming off the bag, and it didn't appear as though Galvis got quite the grip that he wanted to turn and make that throw. He bobbled it momentarily and just gets the out at first. And on to second base is Lamb. 1 down for Nick Ahmed. Ahmed, the lone RBI so far in the ball game for the Diamondbacks. Ground ball right between Suarez and Iglesias on the left side of the infield. Came back in the 2nd inning after a leadoff walk to Eduardo Escobar, who was the man that came around to score the Diamondbacks' first run of the afternoon. 1 out for DeSclafani, another man standing at second base in a Diamondbacks uniform. And a first pitch fastball lifted high into the air down the right field line, and that's going to be out of play. Oh, 1 count here to Nick Ahmed. You look at the numbers for Ahmed over the years, and now he is at 30 doubles, 18 homers, and he's driven in his 79th RBI today. That is some serious progress. Fly ball into right field, backing up Van Meter. He'll make the catch. The throw to third, the tag by Lamb, and he is safe. And he was not safe by much. Pretty good throw by Josh Van Meter. Van Meter had to catch the ball off to the side rather than going through the ball to make the throw, but he still made a phenomenal throw right on the bag, and Lamb just did get in there in time. So 2 down. Here's the catcher, Alex Avila. He hits from the left side. Runner now at third base in Jake Lamb. 2 down in the inning. DeSclafani turns it loose. And a breaking ball just off the inside corner. A couple of pitches here in this inning that DeSclafani has made that home plate umpire Shane Livensparger has called a ball, and you could just see a little bit of second look from DeSclafani on those pitches. And that's going to miss a bit down. The fastball in off the plate. And it's a 2-0 count here to Avila. Avila hitting in the 8th spot. And Mike Leake waiting on deck. The pitch. And that's a fastball that misses inside, and now Barnhart turns around to look back towards Livensparger, and now the Reds will intentionally walk Avila. So Mike Leake will step to the plate, and again, he has a chance to help himself. Was unable to do so in his first at bat as he grounded to Eugenio Suarez at third base. But anybody that is a Reds fan that has seen Mike Leake swing the bat in a Reds uniform, you know he can be dangerous with the bat. He'll take a breaking ball over the inside corner. That's a strike. Just remember the 98-mile-an-hour fastball he hit out of here off Garrett Cole, and it was a laser shot into the left field seats. And there's strike 2, a check swing by Leake, and he didn't check it enough. As first base umpire Chris Conroy pumping that right fist into the air. So DeSclafani quickly ahead of his counterpart. No balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch. Check swing, and he went around, says home plate umpire Shane Livensparger. So DeSclafani works around a little more. Traffic on the base pass. It is a 2-1 Reds lead.
Marty, thank you for being the biggest fan of our destination and CincinnatiUSA.com.
Eddie and Rocky, where you get to be the star. Tomorrow afternoon at 3 on 700 WLW.
Right-hander Mike Leake back out to the hill. Is a 2-1 Reds lead as Jose Iglesias is set to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Iglesias, Dietrich, and Brian O'Grady. Iglesias a fly ball to right field in his first at bat, and Leake will go to work against him for the second time here on this afternoon. And a bullet into left. Here comes Rojas. He's got it. 1 pitch, 1 out for Leake here in the 4th. 1 down. Here's Derek Dietrich. Dietrich sitting at 19 home runs. Dietrich playing left field today, left-handed batter against Leake, and he takes a changeup down in the dirt. 1 ball, no strike count. Back to the plate, Leake. And a fastball misses up above the strike zone. He took a bit off of it. Now the 2-0. Fly ball into right field, and Almonte will have it. 2 down. Here's Brian O'Grady. O'Grady hit the ball quite hard in his first at bat. He got a fastball out over the plate. He shot it right back up the middle, just to the right of Ketel Marte. If Marte couldn't get it, there's no catching it. That's how hard O'Grady hit it. Slightly pulled in the outfield, straight up in the infield for the most part with O'Grady at the plate. And he swings through an 85-mile-an-hour fastball. And we have seen Leake do this all afternoon. Slow fastball early, and then he'll try to pop 190, 91 in on your hands. And this one pulled foul down the right field line. A cutter right in on the hands of O'Grady. And O'Grady's spinning on it, but he gets out a bit early and hooks it foul. And now Eduardo Escobar, the third baseman, will move over to the right field side of second base, vacating the third base spot with Leake on the mound. And now Leake turns it loose, and he runs one up and away. A fastball, trying to run it up in the zone, and it took off out of the strike zone. Sailing away for O'Grady, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 2 down in the inning. Couple of fly balls and a swing and a miss. And Leake has his first 3-up, 3-down inning of the afternoon. We head to the 5th. Reds 2, Diamondbacks 1. Marty Brennaman.
As we move to the top of the 5th inning, Reds have a 2-1 lead, and we are here to tell you that the Reds and Cincinnati Bell are excited to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the hit movie Field of Dreams on Friday, September 13th. Bring the entire family for free and enjoy the classic baseball movie on the video boards right here at Great American Ballpark. For details, visit reds.com/movie night. A 2-run home run by Eugenio Suarez 2 innings ago gave the Reds a 2-1 lead, and that's the lead that Anthony DeSclafani takes to the mound to face the top of the Diamondback batting order here in the top of the 5th inning. Tim LeCastro has bounced to third and to second in 2 previous at-bats. And the first pitch to him is taken off the outside corner for ball 1. They have collected all of 2 hits, have the Diamondbacks in the first 4 turns at the plate. That's a called strike. An RBI base hit by Nick Ahmed in the second. And a 1-out double by Josh Rojas in the 3rd inning. But DeSclafani has had only 1-2-3 inning, and that was the first inning as he throws his 66th pitch of the ball game. And LeCastro is hit by a pitch, and that's the 20th time this season that has occurred with Tim LeCastro.
Anything that hitter can do, LeCastro, to get on first base makes him dangerous because he can flat get it when he gets on the base path. He certainly can.
We mentioned 15 for 15 in stolen bases this season and 20 for 20 overall in his still brief big league career. So he edges off the bag at first, and you can bet the ranch that at some point he's going to be taking a shot at stealing second base. DeSclafani stretches, and his first pitch is on the way, and that's a high drive to center field. That ball hit well, and on the warning track, the catch will be made. And now the tag, and on to second base head first. He's in there sliding safely. So Rojas' deep drive to center is deep enough to enable LeCastro to tag and go to second.
That's great base running right there.
Sure is.
Very aggressive. And I think Rojas thought he had gotten that ball.
So 1 gone with a tying run at second, and it's time now for our scoreboard stumper, brought to you by First Financial Bank. We go beyond banking by putting you first. First Financial Bank member, FDIC. 4 Major League players have hit 15 or more home runs in each of the last 11 seasons. You hear me?
I do.
Here's Ketel Marte, ball 1. 4 Major League players have hit 15 or more home runs in each of the last 11 seasons. That's 2009 through this 2019 season. Who are they? Of this list, the one I'm looking at right now, make no mistake about it, there is one of this list currently playing in the National League. Grounded foul. And on this list, among the 4, 2 are lead pipe Hall of Famers. That's a great way to kick off the show right there, big boy. Tommy Thrall said Albert Pujols, that's one. I said they're 2 surefire Hall of Fame. You could probably argue about this other guy, but he probably not. But he's hit a lot of home runs in his big league career. Here is the pitch, and that's swung on, and that ball is laced into deep center field. And at the wall looking up, that one's gone. Oh, Josh Rojas just missed one, but Ketel Marte didn't, as he takes DeSclafani to straightaway center field with a man aboard, and the D-backs regain the lead now by a score of 3-2. Rarely is there a start that he doesn't give up at least one, and more often than not, more than one. And that baby was hit straight away, and a whole boatload of it for number 32 for Marte, who raises his RBI total now to 91. Tucker Barnhart just now left the mound and settles back in behind the plate for this third at-bat appearance of the day for Eduardo Escobar, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored, and he pulls it foul.
So they have to have 11 each year, right? Is that what that question
Well, 11
said?
or more.
Or more.
Yeah, 15 or more home runs in each of the last 11 seasons. That's even more impressive. I'll give you the clubs. This is a tough one here. You need some help.
I do need help.
That one's hit way up in the air, and that's a straightaway center. And they are really working out Brian O'Grady. He makes a catch, and they're 2 out. One currently plays for the Minnesota Twins. One currently plays for the San Francisco Giants. And one currently plays for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Adam Jones.
Bingo.
Nelson Cruz.
Bingo again. Here's Jake Lamb 0 for 1 with a walk.
What was my other team?
San Francisco Giants.
San Francisco. Oh, man. Is it Buster? No, Buster is Posey.
This is not designed for you to ask me questions.
Buster Posey.
Here's a fly ball hit the left, and the catch is made, and the inning is over. And Derek Dietrich turns and spins that ball up into the seats, and they are out of their minds with joy. Degrees from atop the Phelps Residence Inn. Take it from me, it's a must-see. Learn more at thephelpscincinnati.com. And this one belongs to the Reds.
Hey, Marty, all of us at Acute Hearing are going to miss hearing that. We want to thank you for all that you've done for us and this great community. Good luck with your new adventure. Acute Hearing, changing lives through better hearing.
We're in the bottom of the fifth and already 1 out. Anthony DeSclafani jumps on pitch 1 and flies to Josh Rojas and left. And now the leadoff batter coming up, Josh Van Meter. The Reds down 3-2. Home runs have been a difference in this game. A 2-run bomb by Suarez gave the Reds a 2-1 lead, and they get it back on a 2-run home run by Ketel Marte in the top of this inning, and League has a lead of 1. We have chalked up all the necessary answers to the question of 4 Major League players who have hit 15 or more homers in each of the last 11 years. Nelson Cruz, Adam Jones, Evan Longoria, and Albert Pujols. There's a foul ball. 0-2 the count.
We only got that with hints.
Well, that's a tough question. You had to have hints. I gave him a hint in Minnesota. That was Cruz, head of this Arizona club. Jones, and the one I'd have never gotten, ever. I would have never dreamed Evan Longoria had 11 years of hitting 15 or more home runs. But he has done it. Foul ball down the left field line, and it will be out of play. If you're listening to our broadcast on your car or truck radio, by all means, buckle your safety belt. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. If you're not buckled up, what's holding you back? Mike Leake into the wide, and the 0-2 pitch coming up to Van Meter, and that's in the dirt for a ball. Mike has struck out 3 and has typically not walked anybody. Reds have collected 5 hits off of him. With the 1-run lead, pitching into the bottom of the 5th. Jeff and I were talking about Mike Leake during the commercial break. This guy's averaging 12 wins a season in his major league career. And as Jeff pointed up at the top of the broadcast, 7 times he's had 10 or more wins. Now, the ERA is not very attractive, but the bottom line is winning ball games. And he has been very regular in doing that. A low line drive and a nice play picked off by the third baseman Escobar, and he wheels that throw on to first for out number 2.
Something to be said for not hurting yourself on the mound. He does not walk a lot of batters.
That's right. Joey Votto got things going in the 3rd with a 1-out hit, and he was on base when Suarez homered. That ball is stung into right center, and that's a hit. So Votto is aboard. He is 2 for 3 today, and he is 11 for 26 lifetime against Mike Leake. And here is Suarez back again. 43 of them now to go with 94 runs batted in. He is 4 away from the major league record of home runs in a single season by a Venezuelan-born player. That's hit hard. Glove by the third baseman. A nice pick in the throw on to second. Escobar to Marte, and that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We are through 5 at Great American Ballpark.
Cincinnati.com.
Make Great American Ballpark your family day destination Sunday, September 22nd. Take advantage of a special ticket offer. Enjoy live mascot races, face painters, games, and more. Thanks to Klosterman Bakery. Plus, kids 14 and younger will receive a Jesse Winker Fat Hat presented by Nathan's Famous. For tickets, visit Reds.com/150. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and the first pitch is high, ball 1 to Abraham Almonte, who has popped up and bounced out in 2 previous at-bats against Anthony DeSclafani. Foul ball back. Earlier today, I had the great privilege of renewing acquaintances with a lady I have not seen in a lot of years, and that is Eleanor Kluszewski, the wife of the late, great Ted Kluszewski, who, of course, was a batting coach on Sparky Anderson's staff when I first came with this club in '74, and was truly one of the great hitting instructors of all time, and truly one of the great gentlemen that I've ever had the pleasure of crossing paths with, whether it's inside the game of baseball or from some other walk of life. And to have a chance to see Eleanor and renew old acquaintances and catch up with her, and just a very, very memorable day, because she, like her husband, a very, very classy lady. 2-1 the count on Almonte. And a shot hit to short right, and that's where Galvis is, and he throws him out. Dick Ahmed singled on a run back in the 2nd. The Reds on Radio and Cincinnati USA Regional Tourism Network welcome Reds on Radio affiliate WGCL AM and 1370 and FM 96.1 from Bloomington, Indiana for today's game. For endless things to do all year long, stay close to CincinnatiUSA.com. The IU Hoosiers, a big win yesterday, and now they will be playing host to the Ohio State Buckeyes in Bloomington next Saturday. 1 ball and no strikes on Ahmed. And the pitch swinging, and a foul ball is out of play. A ball, a strike. 1-1 the count. Now Med settles back into the box to continue this sixth inning visit and swings and fouls that one back. Other games of interest today. St. Louis, after 4.5, enjoy a 1-0 lead over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Cardinals have won 22 of their last 29 ball games, and they are leading today by a run early. Milwaukee, meanwhile, has a 1-0 lead on the Cubs. That's at the end of 2 innings of play up at Miller Park. The 1-2 pitch, and that bounces up there. Washington with a 4-1 lead in Atlanta. That game's in the top of the 5th inning. So clubs that are trying to get to the postseason as a wild card team, and there is no division right now, save this Central Division that, and we talked about this the other day, too many people have any hope of catching the team currently in first place in the other divisions. That pitch misses, and not by much, and DeSclafani has now run the string out on Ahmed with 1 out. Cardinals have a 3.5 game lead on the Cubs going into play on this Sunday, September the 8th. Milwaukee 6.5 back. 3-2 pitch. Big bouncing ball left side. There's Galvis. And the throw is in time, and they're 2 men out. Alex Avila, the number 8 hole batter. Come see the Reds. Be sure you've downloaded Ballpark. It's the official Great American Ballpark app. Checking out the game to unlock special offers, exclusive content, and seat upgrades. Download Ballpark for free. Play baseball bingo presented by Dynegy. New York Mets have a 3-2 lead over the Philadelphia Phillies. The game's in the top of the 5th.
Well, you and I were talking about it when the Phillies were in town. They have the most difficult schedule of those wild card contenders. Milwaukee only has one team that they play above 500, and the same for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, they have enviable schedules between now and the final Sunday in the month of September. And Milwaukee is 3 back of the Cubs, the second wild card team. The Washington Nationals, of course, sit atop the standings in that department. Then the Cubs and the Diamondbacks, a game and a half out. And then Arizona and Milwaukee, or Milwaukee and Philadelphia, both 3 back. The Mets now 4. Foul ball. In the American League, the Tampa Bay Rays and the Oakland Athletics and Cleveland right breathing down their backs. A game and a half back of Oakland. Tampa Bay has the best wild card record in the American League with a mark of 85 wins and 59 losses. Check swing on a fastball up. Counts 2-2 on Avila.
Remember the couple of years ago, you were telling me that Terry Francona was telling Shane Bieber, look, just do whatever Kluber does. Just follow him around, do whatever he does, and watch him when he pitches. Well, he did.
Yep. That was good advice.
That was great advice.
Yep. Foul ball. Two and holding on Avila with a pitcher Mike Leake waiting on deck. 3-2 ball game at the moment. The Diamondbacks in front in the top of the 6th with 2 out. '91st pitch of the day coming up for Anthony DeSclafani. As he starts to his wind, he took a bit too much time, and Avila steps out on him. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss to strike him out and end the inning. That's 3 punch outs for DeSclafani. We go to the home 6th. Reds trail by a run on the Cincinnati Bell. Reds Radio Network. Here on the Reds when they take on the New York Metropolitans Saturday, September the 21st. The first 20,000 through the gates will receive a 150th anniversary commemorative blanket presented by John Morrell. Plus, All fans can run the bases after the game thanks to Raising Cane's. For tickets, visit Reds.com/150. 4, 5, and 6 for the Redlegs in this their half of the sixth inning. Barnhart, Galvis, Iglesias. They've been checked so far today by Leake through 5 innings on 2 runs on 4 hits. Going to work on Barnhart, who is single in 2 at-bats. And the first pitch of the inning is swung on, and a big bouncing foul ball picked up by Delano DeShields in the first base coaching box. Now the 0-1 offering, and that one is a strike. He tried to check on a ball that was diving down and in, and was unable to hold back in time, so quickly Leake in the driver's seat against Tucker Barnhart. No balls and 2 strikes. Foul ball.
All right, folks, it is time for Ask Marty. This is where we ask the Hall of Famer to give his thoughts on any subject, baseball or non-baseball. Always presented by CBTS. And today's question comes from your neighbor, Joey Bag of Donuts.
Joey Bag of Donuts. Yes. Oh, buddy of mine. Ground ball by the mound. And the throw on to first base is in time, and that is out number 1.
Oh, Joe says Ken Griffey had one of the best swings ever. What he wants to know is, what does your baseball stance and swing look like?
Flat ass stupid right there. That's a stupid question. What does my swing look like?
Well, it's got to look pretty similar to your golf swing.
That's a disaster then. Here's Freddie Galvis, and he takes ball 1.
I wouldn't say this is a disaster.
Well, it's certainly nothing to write home about.
Well, how many men do you know that are 77 that can play golf?
Well, I know a lot of guys 77.
That can play golf?
I don't know too many that can play and walk 18 holes.
Exactly.
There's a ground ball hit to first, and there are 2 out. Here's Iglesias. My bad. My swing was real bad. Because I was more concerned with launch angle and exit velocity. You know what I mean?
I was just trying to push it along where I could keep you interested. And
I was concerned about that way too much, more than I should have been.
Oh, so you were thinking about analytics back then?
I was, yeah.
That is really.
That's
something.
when I was playing for Chubby's Little League baseball team.
The Chubby Sacker.
Yeah, I was the leadoff hitter, but I was concerned about my launch angle. Swinging a miss, and the count's 0-2.
You know, that didn't work out real well for Billy Hamilton, that launch angle.
It surely did not.
The leadoff hitter.
Could you hit when you played in high school?
Yeah, I went to Mississippi State as a shortstop.
Oh, I didn't know that. Really?
I just couldn't hit the slider when I got there.
Mercy. I'm even more impressed now.
Don't be. It wasn't that good.
Well, I had to be. Foul ball. And the other thing I have been meaning to ask you, you quarterbacked your high school football team to a state championship.
We won the state championship when I was a quarterback. There's a difference. There's a difference between those two.
In other words, what I said, what you responded based on what I said, what you said is much more accurate.
Much more accurate. We did win the state championship, and I was a quarterback. So you can put those two together.
That's pretty good, though. There's a foul ball. That's pretty good. That was Hoover High School?
Well, it was Berry at the time.
It's Hoover now, yeah. Do you have any guys that went D1 off that team and went anywhere and played?
Football?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Huh. Line drive up the middle. That's a base hit. Typical 2 strikes on him, and Iglesias hits a seed back up the middle. Is Hoover a power in the state of Alabama?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. For the longest time, it was the power.
The field has become a bit more balanced in the years.
You just have, I guess,
consolidation, all that stuff.
Development, you get more kids going to newer high schools, and you know how things expand in cities.
Yeah. Here's Derek Dietrich, who has grounded out and flied out after the 2-out base hit by Jose Iglesias, and he takes the first pitch for a strike.
It's been a while since we've seen someone hit with 2 strikes like Iglesias.
That's the truth.
I mean, Votto has always been a very good hitter regardless of the situation, but that guy.
He's running, and the pitch is swung on and missed, and the throw down, and he's out from here to the city limits. A shortstop, Ahmed, took the throw from Avila, and he's gone, attempting to steal his way into scoring position. We head on to round number 7. Jeff's back. 3-2, Arizona on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Reds will go to the Starfire bullpen here in the 7th inning. They'll bring on left-hander Amir Garrett. Garrett coming on for the 62nd time, a 4-2 record with a 2.79 ERA. And Garrett will get the pitcher Leak to begin things. And then we go back to the top of the order, Locastro and Josh Rojas. Phillip Ervin has come into the ball game. He will be playing right field. Josh Van Meter moves to second. And the second baseman, Freddie Galvis, will move to shortstop. So Iglesias' spot is now the pitcher's spot. So Garrett will go to work against the right-handed hitting Mike Leake. Leake 0 for 2 tonight. But he is leading in this ball game 3-2. And there's a strike over the outside corner. Garrett dialing back into Barnhart. The pitch to the plate and a ground ball left side. Suarez has it. He will throw in time. 1 down. Second time today that Leake has hit the ball to Suarez. And both times Suarez has come up and made a play. So now we go back to the top of the order. It's Tim Locastro. Castro does not have a hit in the ball game, but he has been hit. And when he was hit, he was the leadoff batter in the 5th inning. Got to second base on a fly ball to center field on a tag, and then he was aboard when Ketel Marte went deep, and that's the difference in this ball game. First pitch, just a bit off the outside corner from Garrett, and it's a 1-ball, no-strike count. And Garrett back to the plate. And another fastball, and that's going to miss outside, and it's 2-0. Got a left-hander in Rojas on deck. And Locastro 2 for his last 13. So Garrett does not want to walk this guy, and it's 3-0. 3 straight fastballs that have missed off the outside corner. And Locastro, you can bet he is going to try to do anything he can to get aboard. We saw him hit by a pitch his last time up, and he takes a fastball right down Broadway for strike 1, and I imagine he'll be taking again here. Garrett, ball behind the back as he looks into Barnhart for the sign. The left-hander comes set, the kick, the pitch. And a line drive into left center field on the run. O'Grady, and he got it. Surprising speed from the big fella in center field. And that is the second time that we have seen O'Grady make a long running catch into that left center field gap. and he backhands it and brings it home for the second out of the inning, and here's Josh Rojas. O'Grady had a boatload of home runs in AAA. The co-MVP of that club, along with Aristides Aquino. I've been as much impressed by his coverage in center field as I have been by anything he's done at the plate. 1 ball, no strike count here to Rojas. And Garrett turns it loose, and that's another breaking ball off the outside corner, 2-0. Rojas settles in, pitch from Garrett, and that misses off the outside corner. 3 balls and no strikes. Josh Rojas at the plate, and Ketel Marte waiting on deck. The 3-0 pitch, and there's a fastball right down Broadway. Strike 1 from Garrett. Three balls and a strike. And Barnhart will set outside. Pitch. And a ground ball foul down the first baseline. Good sinking fastball there from Garrett, and Rojas was right over the top of it. Only 3 hits for the Diamondbacks here today, but they are leading this one 3-2. Reds have 7 hits on the board. They put 2 runs on the board back in the third. That was the 2-run home run by Eugenio Suarez. Breaking ball outside, ball 4. So Ketel Marte will indeed get an at-bat here in the 7th, and he'll get it with a runner aboard. And now the switch hitting second baseman here on this afternoon, Marte, will move around to the right side against the left-hander Garrett. Barnhart runs through the signs. Garrett will come set, and the kick, the pitch. And a breaking ball misses inside, 1-0. And as we mentioned earlier in this series, Marte, not a whole lot of difference in how he hits from the left side or the right side. He's got power from both sides of the plate, and he hits for average from both sides of the plate. And right now, Garrett is behind in the count again. 2 balls and no strikes. He fell behind LeCastro 3-0. Came back to get him. Could not come back to get Rojas. He's at first. And that ball is going to be off the glove of Barnhart. It looked like it was a breaking ball. And now it's a 3-0 count here to Marte. That'll be a wild pitch from Garrett. Evidently that one caught the dirt and then caught the glove of Barnhart. Amir Garrett, a little bit of difficulty finding the strike zone here in this inning. He checks second once. Garrett back to the plate. Line drive into the glove of a leaping Freddie Galvis. I don't know how he caught that. Galvis jumped into the air, and he had to catch the ball to his left with full extension with his left arm. But he makes the catch, and the Diamondbacks are out here in the 7th. 3-2 ball game. Reds to the plate, bottom of 7. Coming up here on the Cincinnati Bell. Reds. Leak to the plate, and a breaking ball in. And Dietrich tries to hold his swing. He cannot, and it's a strike over the inside corner on a check swing. Diamondbacks yesterday, 2-0 winners. 7-5 winners in game one. And leading here 3-2. Breaking ball ripped into right field, and it is caught by the right fielder Almonte. A line drive off the bat of Dietrich, but one down. Here's O'Grady. O'Grady 1 for 2 today. First at bat, lined a single back up the middle off of Leak, and then Leak came back to strike him out to finish up the fourth inning. Big left-handed batter waiting on Leak. A backdoor breaking ball stays off the outside corner, 1-0. The pitch. And right at the top of the strike zone, right in the heart of the plate. And that'll be strike one. 1-1 count now to O'Grady. Swing and a miss. Another fastball right at the top of the strike zone. And Leak going there quite often now after a couple of misses and a strikeout. And O'Grady chasing that pitch up in his second at bat. The 1-2, and it's pulled foul off to the first base side. Leak turns, checks his defense on the right field side. He's got 3 infielders over there. And now back to the plate. And another breaking ball, this time down and in, and O'Grady fouls it all. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes here to the Red center fielder. Leak working quickly, but O'Grady will step out of the batter's box, adjust his helmet. And now he'll step back in. A 1 ball, 2 strike count. And here comes Leak. Backdoor cutter misses just off the outside corner. Tried to get it back to the outside edge. The ball just didn't quite make it back there. Two-two pitch. And a fastball upstairs. And this time O'Grady lets it pass. Just above the strike zone. Leak has gone there several times against O'Grady in the last 2 at-bats. We'll see where he goes here. 3-2 pitch coming. And a tapper foul. Tried to cut a fastball down and in. And O'Grady just got a piece of it. Another 3-2 pitch. Leak with a long look in. And here he comes. And it's pulled foul. And a bullet off the padding just at the top of the Reds dugout. Leak about to throw his 100th pitch of the afternoon. 67 strikes, 32 balls thus far. And the pitch to O'Grady. And that hits him in the back foot. A breaking ball down and in. And O'Grady will head down to first base. Hit by a pitch with 1 out. Second time that O'Grady has been aboard today. And now Phillip Ervin will step to the plate. Right-hander Matt Andriese throwing in the Diamondbacks bullpen. It appears that we will see Andriese as Torlavello has made a jaunt to the mound. Leak will be relieved of his duties. He will head out after pitching 6 1/3 innings of 2-run baseball. And he will.
Southern Life Insurance Company, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Bill Cunningham, for your ears only. Tomorrow at 12 noon on 700 WLW.
Right-hander Matt Andriese, 5-4 on the year, a 4.95 ERA as he comes on for the 47th time out of the Diamondbacks bullpen. He will get right-handed hitting Phillip Ervin. Last batter faced by Mike Leake today, it was Brian O'Grady, and he was hit by a pitch on a second offering of a 3-2 breaking ball. O'Grady at first base, and Andriese taking over. Pitch to Ervin. Swing and a miss. High fastball way underneath it for strike one. Ervin trying to figure out some way to get back on the hit trail. He has dropped his average quite significantly over the last month and a half. Still hitting at a pretty good clip, 282 on the year. But he was hitting in the mid 300s, 350 something back in the middle of July. Picked to first base by Andriese, sends O'Grady back to the bag. Reds trailing in this one 3-2. Here we are in the bottom of the 7th inning, 1 out. Andriese with a long look into Avila. Now the Diamondbacks right-hander comes set at the belt, pitch to the plate, and it's popped up. Foul territory right in front of the Reds dugout. Making the catch is Jake Lamb, and there's 2 down. So that'll bring Josh Van Meter to the plate. Today's Toyota Tundra Home Run Challenge contestant. Well, that is you, Donald Franz from Harrison, Ohio. And if a home run hit by a Reds player during today's game hits the Toyota sign that's located out in right center field between the PNC Power stacks, well, Donald, you win a brand new 2019 Tundra, all courtesy of your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. Donald Franz from Harrison, Ohio. Good luck. Van Meter in the box, ready to go. But Matt Andriese still trying to figure out what he's supposed to do on the mound. He is rocking back and forth. Now I think he's ready. And a first pitch strike over the inside corner. Andriese now, well, I thought he was going to re-toe the rubber. Van Meter waiting patiently. And now a pick to first base, and this will begin again for right-hander Matt Andriese. Steps off to the first base side. Taps his right foot a few times on the rubber. Now he begins to rock back and forth as he looks in for the sign. He will continue to rock back and forth. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in the dirt. A breaking ball. Van Meter checks his swing in time, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. These are guys you definitely need a pitch clock for. If you're that nervous, you probably need to do something about that. 1-ball, 1-strike count. Right-hander sets, turns it loose, and he bounces that one up there. 2 balls and a strike. Well, when you get used to watching Mike Leake pitch, I mean, he gets it and he is coming to the plate. And he is right on it. Non-stop. Get the ball, get the sign, make a pitch. Two ball, one strike count. And another pick to first base. Even Alex Avila tapping his mitt, hands in the mitt, clapping into his mitt, trying to get the right-hander to bring the ball to the plate. Two ball, one strike count. Two down here for the Reds in the seventh. Andres has retired Irvin, and he's trying to get Van Meter here, and he misses up and away with a fastball, and it's 3-1. Look around the infield, hands on hips for the Diamondbacks. Outfielders with their hands on their hips. And Andres again will pick to first base. Van Meter with a slight lean back as he waits on the Diamondbacks right-hander. And the pitch, there goes the runner, and it's popped foul to the left side, out of play. Back to first, O'Grady. And now Ahmed, the Diamondback shortstop, Escobar, the third baseman, will switch spots. Ahmed was playing on the right field side of second. Now Escobar will move in that direction, and Ahmed will be the lone ranger between second and third base from a defensive standpoint. Andres with a long look in. Now a long set and the pitch, and it's popped up. High into the air, right side of the infield. Lamb coming on. He will make the catch. And the Reds are out here in the seventh. We head to the eighth. Reds trailing the Diamondbacks 3-2 as Marty comes back.
Shipping needs, Integrity Express Logistics is the solution. No matter where or when you're shipping your goods, Integrity Express Logistics will get them there on time and for the best price. Integrity Express Logistics, they'll get you there.
Right-hander Robert Stevenson will come out of the Red Starfire bullpen. Stevenson coming on for the 51st time, a 3-2 record, 3.97 ERA for Stevenson. 73 strikeouts in his 56 2/3 innings.
He'll go to work on Eduardo Escobar, who is 0 for 2 with a walk, and to score one of the 3 Arizona runs. Stevenson's first pitch is swung on and missed. Amir Garrett, 1 inning, walked a batter, and also threw a wild pitch. Pitcher of record, D. Sclafani, 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks. One of them was an intentional walk. He struck out 3, and he hit a batter. Right now, the margin of difference, a 2-run home run that Ketel Marte hit in the 5th inning. That's fouled off. And it snowballs in 2 strikes.
I think without any qualms or question marks at all, you could say that Robert Stevenson has made as much progress as anybody else on this team.
Yep. Agree 100% with that. He seemingly has found his niche as he strikes out Escobar on a swing and a miss, disposing of him on 3 pitches. That brings up Jake Lamb, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Fans at Kroger, it's easy to place your order online and pick up at the store. Try it right now at Kroger.com. Stretching the pitch. just a bit down and away, ball one. So low-scoring games here. The games in this series. That pitch misses, and the count's 2 balls and no strikes. Of course, we had an 8-5 final in Game 1 on Friday night, but then the 2-0 Arizona shutout victory yesterday, and leading by a run here in the 8th inning at 3-2 today. 2 balls and no strikes. Needing a strike, Stevenson works, and that one is fouled away. We'll be hunkering down on that Delta Charter. Got stuff downloaded on the iPad to watch. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that I do. We're going to be hunkered down for a while.
Yes, we are.
Seattle.
Swing at a foul, maybe take a little nap.
I ain't going to be any napping.
Having a sip or two. And
doing a lot of movie watching.
2 balls and 2 strikes. What? Tommy throws back here talking about drinking 3 bottles of wine. You got to be kidding me.
Might have time.
You definitely got 4 hours and 40 minutes. If we take off at 6 o'clock, the arrival time is 7:40 Seattle time.
How funny is that?
Yeah. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Foul ball. Jake Lamb was a young man who was on the disabled list from April the 25th until the 26th of July with a strained left quad. I mean, he was incapacitated for a long, long time. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You hurt your legs as a hitter or, well, really any athlete. That's trouble.
Yeah. Stevenson ready with a payoff pitch. And he misses downstairs, and that's a 1-out walk. It's the 5th walk given up today by Reds pitching. And now he'll go to work on Abraham Almonte. Talk about a young man who's been around. He spent most of the year at AAA Reno, where he batted .270, hit 17 home runs for the Arizona AAA club. But previously, he spent time in the big leagues with Seattle and San Diego and Cleveland, Kansas City. Now finds himself with Arizona. Not been able to stick with any of those clubs, a swing and a miss. He is 0 for 3 today, having not been able to get the ball out of the infield. A pop to third and back-to-back ground balls to second. 3-2 the score. Arizona in the top of the 8th inning. And the pitch. Almonte fouls it back. 2 strikes. Good news out of the Reds farm system. The Billings Mustangs, who are in the postseason in the Pioneer League, they knocked off Missoula, Montana last night by a 5-4 score in 11, finishing the regular season with a win, and now will host Idaho Falls in Game 1 of the Pioneer League semifinals tonight. Grounded foul at first. No balls and 2 strikes.
That's a bunch of youngins on that team.
Yep. Had a chance to visit a while ago with Mike Bell, who we talked yesterday about being in town, the director of player development with this Arizona ball club, and a Swing and a miss as Almonte goes down on strikes. A good time to come in town, visit his mom, and visit his dad and other members of the Bell family. They've got 5 teams in their system. Arizona does in the postseason. And Mike was telling me about how he's going to be traveling around and watching some of the postseason action involving Double-A Jackson and Single-A Visalia, Kane County, Hillsboro, and the Dominican League Dbacks minor league club. So they've got a lot of teams involved in the postseason, which keeps a guy in his position rather busy at this time of the year. The club's heading on to New York, but he will be heading elsewhere. 1 ball and no strikes on Nick Ahmed with 2 out. Grounded foul.
Now that Double-A Jackson would be Jackson, Tennessee.
That's correct. That is correct. They are in the Southern League Finals, and they advanced there by beating Montgomery 6-5. They'll be involved in the championship series, game 1, beginning on Tuesday night. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 out in the inning. Runner going at first. That taken, the throw down, and the high throw eliminates the possibility of throwing the runner out stealing. They had a shot with a good throw, but the throw by Tucker Barnhart was way high, and that'll be a steal for Jake Lamb, his first of the season. Now, you talk about a team that has a pretty good success percentage of stealing bases.
You know, they came in at, 85.5%, and I don't think we've thrown out anybody.
They have now stolen 80 bases in 93 attempts. You do the math. High foul ball out of play to left. 13 times is all they have been thrown out attempting to steal this season.
Well, their percentage rate of stealing bases is better than anybody else in baseball. Now, they don't have the most stolen bases.
Right, correct.
But when they steal,
yep,
they're safe more times than not, as indicated by those numbers.
That's amazing. Out there. 13 times you've been thrown out the whole year. Two balls, 2 strikes. They are trying to add what would be a big, big insurance run. Now that Lamb has stolen second, and the 2-2 pitch on the way to Ahmed, and he went around on a bad breaking ball off the plate to end the inning. So Robert Stevenson punches out 3. He walks 1, and he strands him. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Votto.
U.S. only. See store for details.
Left-hander Andrew Chafin will come out of the Diamondbacks bullpen. And Gerard Dyson will take over in center field, moving center fielder Tim Locastro to right field. And I would imagine Chafin will probably only face Joey Votto, as they've got right-hander Jimmy Sherfy, who closed out last night's game. He is loose and ready to go in the bullpen.
Well, manager Torey Lovello shooting it all now, 6 outs away from a win. Here's Votto, who's had 2 hits among the 7 the Reds have collected today, and he fouls off pitch number 1 from Chafin. Andrew pitched a third of an inning yesterday. Came on in the 9th inning, gave up a leadoff base hit, got a strikeout, then walked Votto, and then turned it over to Sherfy, who came on to record back-to-back strikeouts to end the game. He pitches, and Votto takes, and the count is a ball to strike. Now the 1-1 pitch. A bouncer foul at first. Take one more look at this Cincinnati Bell trivia question. 1995, the Reds won the NLCS, or NLCD, the National League Central Division title, with a record of 85-59, and went on to beat the Dodgers in the National League Division Series. What pitcher recorded the most strikeouts in the series? Votto strikes out swinging. Was it A. Pete Schuring, B. David Wells, or C. Jeff Brantley? You said.
I said B. David Wells.
You going to stick to that?
I do.
You sure?
No, I'm not sure, but I know it wasn't me, so I got a 50-50 shot.
David Wells, the right answer.
Boom.
We'll read you all that information when we come back because, as you expected, Chafin was out there just to face Votto, and now they're going to bring Sherfy on to face Suarez and Barnhart. We'll tell you what that's all about.
FY comes out of the Diamondbacks bullpen. He pitched in last night's ball game, got the save, as a matter of fact, his first save of the year. No record, a .77 ERA, and he's only pitched 11 2/3 innings.
Eugenio Suarez, he has kept the Reds from being shut out today with a 2-run home run back into third, his 43rd of the season. Creeping ever closer to that magical 100 RBI mark. He's only 6 away now. So David Wells was indeed the answer to our Cincinnati Bell trivia question. He started Game 3 and struck out 8 batters in 6 1/3 innings of pitching. And the first pitch is taken for ball 1. Jeff Brantley, by the way, came into that game
2-run home run
in the
Eric
ninth
Karras.
And sealed the Reds.
I sealed it, but that was after giving a 2-out, 2-run home run to Eric Karras. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Well, then the final score, you couldn't have, because the final score of this game was 10-1.
Was it really?
Yeah, you came in
Maybe
and
it
sealed
was the
it.
second. Might have been the second game.
Yeah, I like the way they phrase that. You came in with a 9-run lead to seal it.
Yeah, I sealed that one. I can't believe they didn't give me a save on that.
I can't either. All the pressure attended with coming in to try and protect a 9-run lead.
Must have the bases loaded and then some.
That's right. 1 ball and 1 strike on Suarez.
Sealed it.
You sealed it. That's what it says. Check swing a ball. The win completed the sweep of the Dodgers and marked the first playoff sweep for the Reds since the Big Red Machine swept the Phillies in the '76 National League Championship Series. Then you had to face the Atlanta Braves.
They swept us.
That's right. Here's another bomb hit deep to left field, down the line. Home run. Tie ball game, 1-out line drive, home run to left. Suarez goes deep for the second time today. He now is at 44. Sherfy got him yesterday, and Suarez gets Sherfy today. Tie ball game. Well, you can get home runs every way imaginable. Whole towering long drives, line drives, makes no difference. 44 bombs now with 95 runs batted in. And we start from scratch here in the bottom of the 8th inning with 1 out in a tie game. And here's Tucker Barnhart.
That was the same pitch that Sherfy struck out Suarez with yesterday.
Tucker takes the strike.
That's the part that you learn when you're young up here. You embarrass a great hitter, the next time up, he is going to be looking for that pitch and will not stop looking for it the entire at bat.
Because he knows you're going to throw it sooner or later.
He knows you're going to throw it.
Yeah.
Because you're young.
Now the 0-1 pitch, and that one is very high in the air. He had a big cut, but got under it. And the shortstop will go out in shallow center to make the catch for the second out of the inning. This young man right here has got to break out of this slump sooner or later. And he certainly has the power to put his ball club up by a run. On deck is Aristides Aquino. He would bat for pitcher Robert Stevenson should Galvis reach base. That's taken for a strike. Well, Suarez continues to swing the bat. He's had 3 hits today, 2 home runs and a single in 4 times up. Line drive, base hit into center field. So that means Aquino will swing the bat after all here in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, Aquino is the only Reds batter that has an RBI in this 3-game series other than a Eugenio Suarez.
Good point.
So maybe this is a good time for the big fella to step up yet again.
Now, he has been struggling mightily here in the month of September. You might have heard Mark Sheldon comment back in the second. Batting 161 here in the month of September. But he is a threat every time he steps in there. And the pitch to him, a swing and a miss. Batting now at 284 with 15 home runs and 38 runs knocked in. Suarez has tied the game up. The line drive home run down the left field line, number 44 on the year. Galvis singles with 2 out. Sherfy a long look down for the sign from Avila. And he comes to the plate. And that's pulled to deep left, but a foul ball. Fans no more need to eat out when you can enjoy the ultimate appetizer from home with JTM's new Craft House Creations beer, cheese, and pretzel bites. Find his favorite game day snack in your grocer's freezer, JTM. Let's create great dishes together. An 0-2 count with 2 out.
They may run Galvis here.
He is running, and that ball is popped up. Shallow left field, going out the shortstop, giving away to the left fielder, and he will make the catch. Josh Rojas to end the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. We enter inning number 9. The Reds are all tied up with Arizona at 3-3 on the Cincinnati Bell.
Wake up like a winner like me, Mike McConnell. Mike McConnell, Monday morning beginning at 5 on 700 WLW.
Reds will reach back into the Starfire bullpen, and they'll bring on the right-hander Raisel Iglesias. Iglesias coming on for the 61st time. And it is not a save situation after the home run by Eugenio Suarez. It is a tie ball game. We are tied at 3. There will be no save situation in the Reds bullpen.
He'll be facing the likes of Alex Avila, Gerard Dyson, and Tim LaCastro here in the top of the 9th inning. 1 inning's worth of Robert Stevenson. He struck out 3 and walked 1. And now it's squarely on the shoulders of Iglesias going to work on left-handed batting Alex Avila. And the pitch is taken ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, and that's a strike. One ball and 1 strike. Avila has struck out twice and has been walked intentionally. Ball 2. So while they have Avila, Dyson, and LaCastro, the Reds will counter in the bottom of the 9th with Dietrich and O'Grady and Phillip Urban. That's in the air and should be caught by Brian O'Grady, and he will make the catch. Fly ball center, 1 out. And here is Gerard Dyson batting for the first time since coming on a couple of innings ago, and he'll stand in. The left-handed batter, good speed. .239 average with 7 homers and 24 runs knocked in. A strike to him. So Suarez's second home run will eliminate Mike Leake's chances of picking up a win over his former club for the first time in his career. Here's a bunt foul off the third base line. It's 0-2. We will probably see Mike Leake again next weekend in the series that will commence at Chase Field in downtown Phoenix on Friday night. The windup and the pitch, swing and a foul off the catcher's mitt. Checking the NFL scores, the Cleveland Browns having it handed to them today at home by Tennessee, 36-13. That is a good old-fashioned butt whipping with 8.5 minutes remaining in that game. Foul ball. Rams beating Carolina in Charlotte 30-20. Kansas City on the road in Jacksonville and winning by a score of 40-26. Baltimore with 2 minutes to go, leading in Miami 59-10. 59-10. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I didn't even think they could score that many points in an NFL game.
That's unbelievable.
Looks like they just phoned it in.
Tom Brennaman's having a butt whipping. Minnesota 28-6 over Atlanta with 3 minutes to go. Up in Minneapolis, 2-2. Buffalo with a 1-point lead, 3 minutes remaining, 17-16 over the New York Jets. The 2-2 delivery, and that's ball 3. Philadelphia at home beating Washington 29-20 in the fourth quarter. And all the rest of the games will be played later on. A couple of games tomorrow, Houston at New Orleans and Denver at Oakland. Now he steps out of the batter's box. A 3-2 count after Iglesias had a 0-2 count on Dyson and has not been able to put him away. Now coming with a payoff pitch, and he walked him. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Well, you better watch him at first base, because he has got a ton of stolen bases.
Gerard Dyson, 28 and 32 attempts. He's the number 1 base stealing threat on this ball club. So Iglesias now has to wage a war on 2 fronts here, trying to keep Dyson close. And his first move after walking him is throwing over to first base to get him back. And now facing Tim LeCastro, who is 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the 5th inning. Another throw to first, and he almost threw that ball into the seats. Undaunted, Dyson bounces off the bag to get a challenging lead at first. Iglesias yet to make a pitch to LeCastro, is twice thrown to first base. Here's a pitch, and that one is hit high in the air and down the left field line, and that ball will be way out of play.
I was thinking to myself that LeCastro might try to shorten up his swing and shoot the ball through the right side of the infield.
That didn't happen on that swing.
He did not.
No, it did not.
He was trying to hit that off the scoreboard. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
that was
spinning.
the opposite of shorten up and go the other way.
No, that's... A lot of these guys don't even know what that means. 1 strike and nothing on Tim LeCastro, who's hit all of 1 home run this season. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I have 1, so that means I can do it.
Correct.
So I'm swinging for it.
You get the ball the other way, unless you hit a screamer right at Phillip Ervin. Gerard Dyson's going to third. And now a 2-1 count, and they are perfectly in a position now to make this guy throw strikes, because all of a sudden he's having a hard time doing it. Two and 1 the count on the right-handed batter. Dyson yet to take a shot at second, and now another quick throw on to first. Iglesias studies Barnhart. Comes set, delivers, and a foul straight back. Big spin on that pitch, too, and the count's 2-2. Sunshine peeking up behind some overcast skies above us right now, although no threat of rain. Two balls, two strikes, straightaway outfield. A lot of room on the right side of the infield, but he's not shown any inclination to go for it. Ground ball to short. Galvis on to second, on to first. That's a double play, and that's the inning. Taylor made a rocket shot to Galvis at shortstop, and they go 6-4-3 and had to turn.
Diamondbacks will make a call to their bullpen. They will bring on the left-hander Robbie Scott, coming on for the 5th time. No record, a 4.5 ERA. He will come on to face pinch hitter Alex Blandino.
That he will, and he's facing a young man who has been really swinging the bat very well lately. Got a bit of playing time since coming up from Louisville and started off very, very slowly, but lately has started getting his share of hits. Jose Peraza standing on deck. He'll pinch hit. And Blandino waits on the left-hander Scott, and the pitch is taken for a strike. One strike and nothing. The left-hander kicks and deals, and that one a breaking ball knocked down by catcher Avila. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Blandino batting for Dietrich, and Peraza momentarily will be hitting for O'Grady in the event, unless Blandino hits one of the seats, and then we'll smile and go home. The pitch. Pull down the left field line, but a foul ball. Get the heck out of that ball, but way out in front's a ball and 2 strikes. 19,717 turnout for today's Titanic struggle. 19,717. Tie game at 3-3 in the bottom of inning number 9. Eugenio Suarez's second homer of the game in the 8th inning tied it up. And now the 1-2 delivery on the way. And that's inside. Tommy Thrall was pointing up while we were away on the commercial break. The 44 home runs that Suarez has now hit puts him 1 off the major league lead. Jointly by the rookie Peter Alonso with the Mets and Mike Trout with the Angels. Each of them have hit 45 home runs. And Suarez has come like gangbusters. 3-2. Blandino will climb back in to take a look at a 3-2 pitch as he tries to get on, leading off the bottom of the ninth. Scott sights aside. He straightens up. And he lets it fly. The payoff pitch to Blandino, and that's ball 4. No, that's strike 3 on the inside corner. So Blandino gone, called out on strikes, and that'll bring up Jose Peraza batting for Brian O'Grady. Another right-handed batter, and time has been called now. And here comes Troy Lavello back to the mound, and he will make still another pitching change and bring on his 6th pitcher of the day, Robbie Scott, striking out Blandino. But
well, he's got 12 in the bullpen, so he can just keep using them as long as he'd like.
Yes, he can. And he intends to use as many as it takes. So the call has gone down to
Out of the Diamondbacks bullpen is right-hander Yohan Lopez, coming on for the 63rd time. 2-5 record for Lopez, a 2.78 ERA in his 55 innings pitched.
Good numbers for this Arizona right-hander who will tee it up against Jose Peraza, batting at .236. Pinch hitting for Brian O'Grady, and then it'll be Phillip Ervin. He'll work from the stretch. And his first pitch on the way to Peraza, and that's a swing and a miss. So Robbie Scott faces one batter and strikes out Blandino. Leake went 6 1/3. Since that time, Andriese, Chafin, Sherfy, Scott, and now Lopez. The pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Reds have out-hit the Diamondbacks 9-3, and yet had to get an 8th-inning home run from Suarez to tie the game up. Now in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out, Peraza swings and loops it into center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. So there's a winning run if the Reds can get him around, and coming to the plate now will be Phillip Ervin. Won a game against the Phillies with an extra inning home run a few days ago, and now here he comes with a winning run at first base and 1 away in this one. It's not a quiet day today since entering the game in the 7th inning, had an at-bat in the bottom of the 7th and fouled out to first baseman Jake Lamb. Lopez look over his left shoulder and now redirects his attentions back to the plate and misses with his first pitch. Straightaway outfield, straightaway infield. Big hole on the right side for Urban. Yohan Lopez with a motion on the mound. And now he steps off, and that motion sends Peraza back to first base. One ball and no strikes. Lopez taking a lot of time on the mound. He stretches now and comes with a 1-0 pitch. And that's a liner and to left center. That's a base hit. That baby had just enough air underneath it to get over the leaping Nick Ahmed, and the Reds have him at first and second on back-to-back base hits. And now it'll be Josh Van Meter with a chance to win this thing. The timeout has been called, and Mike Butcher.
That's Lovello.
No, that's Torey Lovello. He's going to make another pitching change. So Yohan Lopez was not the answer. He faces 2 batters and gives up back-to-back hits. And they're going to bring another left-hander on, and they only have 1 left now, and that's T.J. McFarland. We'll tell you about him in just a moment. Stay with us.
Left-hander T.J. McFarland will come out of the Diamondbacks bullpen. And McFarland coming on for the 45th time. No record, but an ERA of 5.13.
Michael Lorenzen has been brought off the bench to pinch hit for Josh Van Meter. And, of course, it was just a few days ago that he did something that had not been done since Babe Ruth. And that was to pitch in a game, play a position, and hit a home run, all in the same game. And now he would be satisfied with a nice, polite single here, deep enough in order to get the winning run, Peraza, in from second. The left-hander's first pitch, and it hangs high and away, ball 1. Lorenzen, 20 at-bats, 6 hits, a double, a home run, and 4 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter this season, he is hitless and 3 times up. First and second occupied. Tie game in the ninth at 3. 1 out. Lorenzen pinch hitting. Waits on the 1-0 pitch, and here it comes. And he fouls it off and out of play. Takes a look down to third base coach J.R. House and now climbs back into the batter's box with Joey Votto on deck. This inning began with Blandino pinch hitting for Dietrich and struck out looking on a 3-2 pitch. Robbie Scott was replaced by Yohan Lopez. He's given up hits to Peraza and Irvin back-to-back and has been replaced by the left-hander McFarland. And he comes with a break-even pitch, and that's high, ball 2. We've seen every left-hander that Troy Lavello has in his bullpen. That's Andrew Chafin, Robbie Scott, T.J. McFarland. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lorenzen right in that right-hand batter's box and not budging. And now the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Took the grand tour all the way around behind catcher Avila, plate umpire Leibensparger, and right back where he started from as he stares out toward the pitcher, waiting on a 2-2 pitch. Infield looking for the ground ball that could bail him out of this 9th inning mess and send it to a 10th inning. Coming to third, swung on, line drive down the left field line, but a foul ball. And Jose Peraza got a huge jump at second. Contact or no contact, he in all likelihood at third base stolen.
Easy.
So Lorenzen back at the plate after hitting a screamer down the left field line that was fouled all the way. Bangs the dirt out of his spikes. Settles back in. Peraza at second base. Irvin at first. Peraza's the only one that counts. The left-hander sights the sign, and he's onto the plate. Here's a 2-2, and he misses inside to run the count full. Now, what do you do here? You start the runners in this situation? I don't think so.
I think he's going to throw him a changeup here. If you think Lorenzen will make contact, you run them. If you don't, they better stay where they're at.
I don't believe I'd run them right now. We'll see in a moment. 3-2 the count. And now the left-hander to the belt, checks the runners. They hold, and a swing and a foul. Not taking anything away from Michael Lorenzen, but only 20 at-bats all year long. Now let's see what they do this time. They didn't run him that time. Will they run him this time with the count staying at 3-2? Votto pacing around outside the on-deck circle. He would be the next man at the plate. Lorenzen tried to end it. Reds threatening in the bottom of the 9th inning, and again the 3-2 delivery. And that's a swing and a high chopper toward third, foul. Peraza back to second, Irvin back to first, and Lorenzen back to the plate.
Well, if you're the catcher of Villa, you have a relative idea about what Peraza's doing, because when he took off for third base, he continued to move aggressively towards third before he took off. Right now, before the last 3-2 pitches, he's taken a step back towards second base before the pitch was delivered to the plate.
The battle continues, and now Lopez or McFarland steps on. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and holding on pinch hitter Michael Lorenzen. Peraza, big lead at second. He's coming to third. Swung on, line drive down the left field line. Ball game. This one belongs to the Reds. Peraza streaking to third. Lorenzen hits a frozen rope down the left field line, being mobbed at second base. As he wins it here in the bottom of the ninth inning with a pinch hit single. And the Reds avoid a 3-game Arizona sweep by winning in exciting fashion in the bottom of the ninth inning this afternoon, 4-3. Michael Lorenzen, the hero, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, Lance McAllister here for Cincinnati Bell. With Wi-Fi from Cincinnati Bell all around you, you can do pretty much anything. From streaming to gaming to keeping your home connected with the latest smart home devices, power your connected life with Fioptics Internet on Cincy's only fiber network. Kelly and I watch movies in the family room while Casey's gaming in the basement and Peyton's streaming in her bedroom. Maximize your entertainment with Fioptics TV plus 500 meg internet starting at just $49.99 per month. Restrictions apply. Call 565-FAST, visit a store, or CincinnatiBell.com to get connected.
Reds fans, Mike Castrucci Ford in Milford and Mike Castrucci Ford Lincoln of Alexandria, we invite you to witness the largest inventory of new Fords, 1,500 to choose from in the tri-state. They're all priced to sell with our upfront discounts and our no-nonsense pricing approach. They're all backed with a 72-hour, don't love it, bring it back exchange policy. Hey, we're number one for a reason. That's Mike Castrucci Ford.
Now Michael Lorenzen ends it with a line drive base hit to left with one out. Peraza was on his way to third on the 3-2 pitch, and as a result easily comes in to score as the Reds beat the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the ninth inning by a final score of 4-3. 4 runs, 12 hits, 1 error with 8 men left on for Cincinnati. The D-backs had 3 runs, only 3 hits. They played errorless ball and stranded 7. Raisel Iglesias, picked up the victory. He pitched the scoreless top of the ninth to raise his record to 3 wins and 11 losses. And Yohan Lopez, a losing pitcher, his record is 2-6. The Reds are traveling later on today, and we'll have an off day to spend in Seattle tomorrow, and then open up a 3-game series against the Mariners on Tuesday night. The Reds will send Trevor Bauer to the mound. He'll be opposed by left-hander Justice Sheffield. It'll be a 10-10 ball game. We'll have it all for you, beginning with a pregame show at 9:40. Tommy Thrall is standing by with the award-winning postgame show. Again, the final today in a game that took 3 hours and 12 minutes to play. 19,717 turnout to watch the Reds on the pinch hit single by Michael Lorenzen in the bottom of the ninth beat the Diamondbacks 4-3.
You've been listening to the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
The Reds are on the radio.
Reds Baseball is brought to you by Barbasol Razors. Here's a no-brainer. Barbasol is making razors. Try the Barbasol Ultra 6 Plus razor today. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Belterra Park